Afternoon, VC. Dave back on here. Had just a few things come in. So, yeah, this won't be quite as long as the last video by any stretch. But first, had a book come in. And this is something that Alex Motor 247 had recommended, and Sherv had also picked up. And that's a book about Don Cherry from Blank Forms, Organic Music Societies. There's 6 in their series. This is very well done. Ordered this from New York, arrived safe and sound. This is the paperback version. I know that Alex got the hardcover, which I believe are sold out. But this is still available, and it's a good price, and it's on Bandcamp. Fantastic stuff. Learning about his whole time in Sweden, you know, with his wife Moki Cherry, about his children, about all their art projects. Just unbelievable archival photos. A lot about the artwork, everything. I mean, Moki was amazing with artist, tapestries, all kinds of things. This has, you know, information on how the artwork on the albums came to be. Has some, you know, some bills from shows, you know, like very, very cool. Stoked to have that and get into that. I mean, I got a few records that have some examples of Moki's art. Moo's second part, original on BYG Actual. I'd love to get Moo first part, which I still need. And then like this record here, Don Cherry with Bernd Rosingen, Eternal Now on Antilles. That's a tapestry that Moki Cherry made during this whole Organic Music Societies deal. And then this, another tapestry of hers, Relativity Suite, Don Cherry and the Jazz Composers Orchestra. This is on JCOA. Very familiar record to a lot of y'all here that watch this channel. All kinds of great players on this. Dewey Redman, Charles Brackeen, Frank Lowe, to name a few. Just amazing, amazing art. It's very cool how, you know, Don Cherry being one of the most beautiful trumpet players ever, you know, just like-minded people tend to get together. Very, very just awesome stuff. Next up, out at Sherv's, and it was funny, there was a lot of different music that we kind of checked out while I was there other than jazz. And we kind of got into his metal section just a bit, which it needs a video, man. Bring it on. But he played this, Los Crudos, and this is a double LP. This is a reissue on La Vida es un Mus Discos Punk. This is the doble LP Discografia. So there's just an absolute ton of tracks on this. Between the two records, there's like 30 between sides A and B, and like 36 more tracks between sides C and D. Just speed metal, heavy, killer drums. That's what sold me on this. I love their drummer, and so I had to pick this up when I got back, and I found a copy in Indian Trail down the street. Took a month to get here. 20 minutes drive. It took a month. They shipped it to Greensboro, which is an hour and a half north, and then here. I you know, is what it is. Yes, happy to finally have that. This record came from Alex. One that I've been meaning to pick up from him, and because he got an original, I believe. And this is just a beautiful Brazilian record. Leonardo Vibochia, Homonogem. And I like what Alex said about this. He's like, yeah, it's the greatest Brazilian record I've ever heard, but played by an Italian. Yeah, this guitar on this is sublime. The vocalist, just gorgeous. Side 1 I like better than Side 2, but the end of Side 2 is phenomenal. Yeah, this is a 2018 reissue, Brazilian reissue on Lugar Alto. Originals are pretty darn pricey, but yeah, I think there's another reissue that came out after this one. There might be a few copies out there that Alex was talking about, so highly, highly, highly recommended it on this. This is beautiful stuff. Next, another package from Tom finally came. I had planned on picking these up for a long time. That is the Outspan records from Peter Brötzmann. Outspan #1 on FMP. It's original Germany pressing from '75. You got Van Hove on piano, and you've got Han Benning on drums. And Albert Mangelsdorf is in this performance on trombone, who I really dig. And this, I've got these imported and distributed by stickers on these. Innovative Records Company out of Hempstead, New York. So, kind of like those ones from out west, those import stickers. I'm going to be interested to see if I find anything else while I get into all this crazy German free jazz on these import labels. So yeah, but I couldn't get Outspan #1 without getting Outspan #2. So you subtract Mr. Mangelsdorf, and this is a live performance. It's from '74 at the Nuremberg Festival. Yeah, more intense, free gloriousness from Mr. Brötzmann. So another FMP original. And I was checking out to see what else he might have to throw in that package. And this popped up, and I had just got a record with this pianist, Mr. Richard Byrick. It's on that Badal Roy record, and so I grabbed this. So this is 2 side-long pieces. It's on Trio Records out of Japan. This is Richard Byrick, solo and duet with Masahiko Togashi, Kahuna, Keeper of Secrets. It still has the original obi, which is not in the best of shape, but it is there. It's hard to get obies anymore. Free jazz and fantastic stuff. Like solo piece side A, and then the duet on side B. Kahuna, the title track, and then Essence is the B side where they're together. Fantastic stuff. Not a record you see all the time, and it was cheap, so I grabbed that. Then we had I have a handful of records that I consider the word grail or white whale or whatever you want to put with it. Hard records to get hold of. There's really only like a small handful, like 5 or so. Well, this was one of them. And I was nervous about it because things with the weather and with the Postal Service have been a little bit wild lately. The record I got from Alex was completely left on the porch in a driving freaking rainstorm from this past hurricane. Completely soaked, but he used a great box and it was fine. That Homonogen record. I had a record arrive from England. The box wasn't the best, and the record was so warped. It's in my trash bin. I can't even bring myself to deal with sending it back. Like 45-degree angle of warp. So I'm just like, oh hell. And I think Teddy was like, yeah, what, hot truck warp? And I was like, hey, it just had to be. It had to sit under something and just stuff piled on it in the heat. I've never seen a record that warped. It was like the jacket was dished. Like, it was crazy. So I have this record coming from Japan, and I'm like, oh God, what's gonna happen? But the Japanese know how to pack records. My God, I'm talking like this tape that's like fishnet, like strength, like insane, unbelievable package. Just like with Tom from Bop Shop, professional, great package, a box inside a box. Those records are in perfect shape, and this arrived, and it's just mint. I couldn't be happier. Killing Phil Coran and Legacy, African Skies. This was a big one in the VC in the early days of the VC. And this is one of the most beautiful pieces of music I've ever heard. This is probably something that Alex turned me on to. I've known about this record for a long time, but I think he kind of re-sparked my interest recently I think he showed this in a video. Anyway, recorded in '93 for the Adler Planetarium in Chicago. I mean, the harp and this is just check this out. This is on YouTube. This is just unreal. This is next worlds type stuff. Yeah, on Capture Records. Not a cheap record anymore. I wonder what I mean, I'm sure it was only like a $20 record back when, in the early VC days when people were picking this up, but it isn't that anymore. But man, even the CDs are over $100. This is well worth your time. Glorious record. That's all I got. Peace.